Watch this. Or this. Same chords, same guitar, same pick. The only difference, my two hands finally decided to dance instead of wrestle. Hey, I'm Brad from simpleguitar.com, and today I'm going to walk you through the exact isolation drills and the super slow synchronization exercises that will turn your chord changes from clunky to smooth. So let's go. When it comes to getting your chord changes to sound nice and clean, you need to picture your fretting hand as the architect. It has to place each finger exactly on time. But your strumming hand is the drummer. It has to hit on the beat, every beat. When they operate on different clocks, you get buzzes, you get muting, and that awkward pause. The fix isn't to practice faster, it's to practice synchronized. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do isolation drills. We're gonna work on your fretting hand, we're gonna work on your strumming hand, and then we're going to put the two together and work on that because that is the area that most guitar players skip. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna isolate your fretting hand first. We're gonna do, I'm just using G to C as the example for this, but you can do this with everything. First of all, you make your first chord, in this case, G. And what you do is you lift all your fingers off G at once, and then they have to hover just a little bit above the strings, and you change to your C chord in the air, and you hold them there, and then you land them all together, right? Now, here's the trick. We're going to do that with a metronome, where we want to just be changing with your change happening in the air to isolate your fretting hand first. All right, so I've got a metronome here, and what we're gonna do is I'm gonna set this here kind of close to the mic so that you can hear it, is you wanna do one change per click. This is 40 beats per minute, okay? And we want your fingers, remember, to come off the chord and to arrive together and to stay kind of relaxed. You don't want too much tension in your hand. So here we go. There's G, now C, now G, now C, now G. So I'm just going pretty slow, one change per click to make sure that I can do this nice and easy, right? Now here is a bonus move for you. Once you're feeling fairly comfortable at doing this with your eyes open and watching your fingers as you do this, okay, you're going to close your eyes and do this with your eyes closed. If you do this with your eyes closed, it's going to force muscle memory. If your fingers like lag a little bit, slow down the metronome a little bit. So that's your first exercise, just to isolate the change that you're doing with your fretting hand to make sure that that is good. Now, a quick tip for you is you want to try as much as possible to keep your wrist as straight as you can. You want to kind of tuck your elbow into your body a little bit more, right? And you want your motion to be coming from your actual fingers, not from an arm swing, okay? You don't want to be like moving your whole arm. Let's move on to isolating your strumming hand. So I'm just going to use my fretting hand to mute all my strings, and I don't want to hear anything, okay? That's all we're going to be doing with your fretting hand now. Now, the first thing is you're going to pick what strum pattern you are struggling with, okay? So it could be any strum pattern. I've got this whole collection of strum patterns. I'll put the link for it down below the video. So first, what we're going to do with your strumming hand is we're going to strum just down on the beat. Right? This helps build your internal sense of rhythm, because here's the trick. We're going to do this super slow right now at 40 beats per minute, but then I want you to speed it up. I want you to do 60. I want you to do 90. I want you to do 120. So just strumming down. Right? You just want to make sure that your wrist is relaxed, that your pick just glides over the top of the strings. It's a lot harder for me to keep talking and pay attention to the metronome. But let's try this a little bit faster, okay? So this is 60 beats per minute. Right? You want to be able to do this. Now let's go faster. Let's go up to 90. Now let's go up to 120. It's important with these that you do these at these different speeds, because you have to understand that that beat is always there with any strum pattern. And if you don't have that sense of the beat internalized, it's going to make doing this in time really, really difficult. You may be able to take a strum pattern and play the right directions of strums in the right order, but if you can't do it in the right time on the beat, no matter what speed you're moving at, it's not going to be correct. The beat is the foundation of every song. It's the heartbeat of the song. So now let's do one more thing with this, where we're going to do this again, just down on the beat, but we're going to add a tiny little upstroke just on your top 2 or 3 strings. Now, if you go slow, if you start out slow with this, this is 40 beats per minute. 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and, right? It's very, very slow, but it's super important to get that down, okay? Now, a quick tip on this is with your pick, you want to angle your pick 15 degrees-ish towards the floor. If it's flat, you're going to snag on the strings. But if you angle your pick down towards the floor just a little bit, not drastically, it's going to go a lot smoother over things. So now let's move on to synchronizing your hands and getting them together, because this is the part that most people skip, and it prevents them from getting their strum pattern changes to sound good. It takes a lot longer. Now, this is an exercise that we do in my coaching programs when I'm working with students, either in my private coaching or the group coaching program. This is something that we do, and this is, there's a few steps before this, but just assuming that your fretting hand is good, your strumming hand is good, this is what you're going to do, okay? You're going to strum down, where you're going to strum the first chord, and you're going to strum the chords. So in this case, my G chord, I'm going to go down, okay? And then I'm going to say lift, and you're going to lift your hand up, and you're going to open up your strings, leaving all the strings open. And then I'm going to say up, and I want you to strum all the strings up like this, just open. You could hit 2 or 3 strings like you normally would if you're doing an upstroke, or you can hit all the strings. I don't care for this exercise. And then I'm going to say squeeze, and what you're going to do is you're going to finger the second chord, okay, and put pressure on that. And then I'll say down, and you strum that one. Lift, all your fingers come off. We'll say up, and you're going to strum the upstroke. And then squeeze the new chord, your G chord, and then down, lift, up, squeeze, down, lift, up, squeeze, down, lift, up, squeeze, down, lift, up, squeeze, down, right? So we're trying to get your hands to work together. But why the heck am I having you hit all these open strings in between with your upstroke? Because when you're playing a strum pattern like this, and you're playing a chord progression in a song, you will hear this in actual songs, okay? Now, in between every chord change there, I lifted up my fingers and I played the open strings. And you can't hardly tell, but you do hear this in songs. And so this gives you more time to change your chords and to get it nice and good, okay? So that's why you're doing this. So you're just going to go, you're going to strum down on your first chord, lift your fingers off, go up on the next chord, squeeze the second chord, and then go down, then lift, then up, then squeeze, then down, then lift, then up, then squeeze, then down, then lift, then up, and squeeze, right? So that little exercise, if you can start slowly doing that, this breaks down the fundamental motions that both hands have to do together at the same time to make your hands synchronize, which is going to smooth out your changes. And like I said, you can do this with any chords that you're having trouble changing with, but this is the fundamental synchronization that has to happen with changing chords with your strumming and your fretting hand. Now, if I were to practice this at home by myself, I would do the same thing. I would get a metronome, which I'm going to change the sound on this so I don't have to worry about beat 1. Okay, I'm going to speed this up just a little bit so it's not too boring for you as you're watching this. Right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do G and C again. I'm going to squeeze, and then I'm going to go down, lift, up. And I'm just going to do one of those actions on each beat. So it'll just go like this. 3, go, squeeze, down, lift, up, 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 squeeze, down, lift, up. If the strum happens before your fingers land, then slow the metronome down, okay? You want perfection at 40 before you go to 50. You want perfection at 50 before you go to 60, okay? So take it slow, work on the synchronization. All right, now let's change that up a little bit more advanced version. We're gonna scoot this along for you, okay? What we're gonna do is when I say down, you're gonna finger the first chord and strum it down at the same time. So you want to put your fingers down and strum. And then when I say up, you're going to lift your hand up, lift your fingers up and strum up at the same time. And then when I say the next down, you're going to change to the second chord and strum down at the same time. And then when I say up, your fingers come off and you strum up and then down, back to the first chord, up, down, up, down, up, down. Now, the secret to this is that your downstroke really is the anchor, okay? Your fingers have to arrive in their position for the chord with the pick, not after the pick. All right, now let's do this with an actual strum pattern, okay? We're gonna take the classic down, down, up, down, up, the most common chord progression out there, right? And what we're gonna do is we're going to change on the first beat of every bar. I'm going to set the metronome to 80 beats per minute, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do G, and what I'm going to do, you're going to hear me open up on the and a 4 in that last upstroke, and then I will start the next measure on C, okay? So that is going to go like this. 2, 3, go. Down, down, up, down, up, If you need to, you can do that for 2 measures each too, and that'll go like this. 2, 3, go. Down, down, up, up, down, up, down, up, up, down, up, up, Once that feels automatic, then bump it up to 90 beats per minute. then 100 beats per minute, right? The ceiling is going to be whenever the buzzes return because you're missing your changes. Then back it off 5 beats per minute and stay there until it feels automatic, right? And then bump it up again. Here is your challenge this week with these synchronization drills, okay? For 7 days, I want you to spend 5 minutes just doing isolation drills, working on your fretting, your pairs of chords that you're having trouble changing with, and also 5 minutes doing your muted strumming patterns, okay? And then spend 5 minutes doing the first synchronization exercise and do it at 40 beats per minute at first. If that's, start there. And then I want you to spend time playing your favorite song at half speed using the downstroke anchor that we worked on with the synchronization to make sure that your changes are nice and smooth, okay? Remember, if your hands can agree at 40 beats per minute, they'll agree at 140. So take those exercises, go have fun with them. If this was fun for you and you got a lot out of it, like, subscribe, comment below. Let me know which one of these exercises you are excited to try out the most. But I have another gift for you as well. If you go to my website, you can go to simpleguitar.com/top10, and there you can download the top 10 things to learn on guitar first. It's a PDF guide that I put together for you that's 10 things that I like to teach beginners first to get them playing and making music and having fun right away. And it's my gift to you for watching this lesson today. So go check that out, have fun, and then I will see you in this next lesson where we're going to be going over some more strum pattern stuff.